is the creator economy saturated? Is there too much content and not enough people? Well, the short answer is no. And these are the reasons why you need to become a content creator as a professional. Take away, Ams.
So the first thing we want to talk about is the supply and demand curve. Okay, so supply and demand. The supply of content we perceive and we think that is flooded. We think there's so many images on Instagram and there's so many videos on TikTok and YouTube. But really and truly, it's outstripped by far by demand, right? There's a lot more consumption taking place. There's a lot more people consuming than creating. And that gap is the perfect gap for people to enter to become creators, right? Now you have to remember, the thing is also is that demand will change in different fields in different volumes. So for example, remember the cryptocurrency and the NFT sort of peak of the hype, right? Lots of people are talking about it. New YouTubers burst onto the scene because they were the first to talk about NFTs and explain NFTs, right? But there'll always be people who want to learn about the industry trends, learn about what's happening in the market. There are people who want to learn about how and why Silicon Valley Bank went bust, right? Can someone explain it really well? Can someone explain it to someone who's a teacher and who's an economics teacher who can pass on that knowledge, right? So there's a higher demand than supply in terms of content, right? So, but if you said to me, is there space for me to become a creator? Of course there is. And then you can't forget that consumers, right? People who consume content, people who watch content. Do you watch Netflix films? Do you watch YouTube videos, right? If the answer is yes, you'll often then find that if you dig deeper, you gravitate towards certain styles of speaking, certain types of video, right? We can do this video as a podcast as we are today, or we can do it talking to the camera, single person with animations, right? Some people won't like this style. Some people will like this style because it's a conversational style, right? So it's all about the style, the way you do it, the way you speak, who you are, your experiences, your personal view, right? All of those things come into factor for a demand that far outweighs supply. So yeah, that's my first point.
Yeah, I completely agree. And off the back of that, the thing to understand and appreciate is there are so many different types of audiences out within the world. There are more and more people gaining access to the internet from across the world, and it may apply here or not, is the riches and the niches, right? There are so many niches of audience out there that are interested in a particular topic, particular thing. It might be you are a content creator for cheeseburgers, just cheeseburgers, not even wings, just cheeseburgers, right? Because you're right, there are certain content that's super saturated, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of content and a lot of people that are underserved, right? And if we take it one notch further, if we take it to the professional world, then that's even more underserved, right? There's a lot of content that people are yearning from bankers, from doctors, from lawyers, investment companies, so on and so forth. So as a content creator, you can have the opportunity to niche down. You can create content that you really like, and I can bet you any money, whatever it is, you will find other people out there that are just interested in it, if not more.
Yeah, and I think we need to definitely highlight the fact that the content creation space is an evolving space. So at first it was, if you remember, like it was all about vlogging your day. Now if you look at it, vlogs don't really get much views on YouTube, right? It's a changing trend, right? On TikTok at one point it was all about the dancing that you did on the platform. Now anything flies on TikTok, right? So it's all about understanding the changes that take place on the platforms and then you joining that wave. Now for professionals in particular, you can carve out your own space. So as I've said in a previous video, right, there's lawyers and solicitors that are on TikTok creating videos about how they've done certain things for their clients, right? These things will then act as lead magnets and get different clients for them and will allow their business to flourish actually. Okay, so there are different niches out there and you can carve out your own niche, and then your personal, like I said, your personality and everything adds to that to carve out your own space. So I think that's a very good second point to make actually.
Definitely. And when we talk to professionals like ourselves that may be in a busy day job, that may not have the luxury or time of, being able to create content as and when they like, the world is advancing so much in terms of technology and content creation tools and platforms like Peerr, right? These platforms are designed for, let's say, a busy professional that doesn't want to go and learn how to build their own website. They just want to go into a platform like Peerr where they can use a wizard and put out an article or a blog on maybe industry news or challenges or something trends, right? And the advantage of all of these new tools, even with the AI stuff, is you can make existing content that's already saturated, but in a new interactive, dynamic way, right? There may be 1,000 videos on how to cook the best, I don't know, chicken burger, right? But with these tools, you can repurpose or redo the same content, but in a more fun and engaging way that fits a new demographic, a new audience, right?
Yeah, and I think why content will never be saturated is because things change with time. Right? Look at how content creation has changed, and suddenly everyone's talking about Chat GPT and everyone's incorporating it, and every company is now somehow using artificial intelligence. Right? So I think there will always be changes that are happening that require updates, or the law can change, right? The law doesn't exactly stand still. Healthcare doesn't stand still. So there's constant updates that are happening, and it will always need someone talking about and creating on these updates. So I think you're right. With everything, that there'll always be room for old content to update it. So it can't really ever be saturated.
Definitely. So you have to talk about this next bit. As a content creator, one of the things that comes to the forefront is money, monetization, right? Content creators and the term monetization, side hustle, passive income is synonymous, right? So as a content creator and as the space, the creator economy evolves, there are so many ways creators can benefit and earn money, right? Before, back in the days, maybe it was just from ad revenue or Google AdSense, but now you can do brand deals, you can do sponsorships, you can have your own merchandise you're selling, there's affiliate marketing. Let's take Peerr, for example, right? You may be a content creator and you're not getting any brand deals, you're not getting any sponsorships. Why? Because you don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. But on Peerr, if you have engaging content, you get to get enrolled into a partner program, and without much effort, you get to earn on a monthly basis, right? So as the space evolves, the way to monetize your content also evolves.
Exactly. And I think a problem that we've solved, in particular with our startup, and we're looking to solve, okay, is the fact that you can monetize and not have any monetization on certain things. So you might just release your articles for free, right? And in one click, your audience might then do your course on how to sit interviews and how to excel in job interviews, right? And then they can sign up for a coaching, all done through one single channel. So I think this is what's happening in the monetization world. It's evolving. Before it was, I'm just going to make money on maybe YouTube, right? Now people are making money on TikTok. Now people are making money through selling products on Etsy, right? Now what we're doing for the professional is we're bringing it in-house in one channel, right? Where people can move between different products in one click. That's the idea, okay? So speaking to the professionals out there now, so if you're looking to start, if you're looking to put content out there, if you're looking to have one powerful channel, Peerr's your place, right? So www.peerr.io, it's linked there. Anyways, talking about monetization now, you can't ignore it at the same time as well, and you shouldn't ignore it, okay? So we talk about content creating, the content creation space being saturated. Well, guess what? Brands, deals, and all of these other people, they want to get in front of different audiences. They don't want to only stay in front of, let's say, really famous photographers' audience always. They want to sometimes move across into the healthcare market. Well, guess what? They're looking for healthcare creators. Then they might want to look into, say, the legal industry. Right? They need different people because they want different types of eyes. So your niche and everything comes into play here. So it's never actually too saturated.
So let's say you are a professional, you want to create content. Let's say you're not fussed about the money, right? You may be working at a big bank, you're getting really good salary, really good bonuses, and the money doesn't mean anything to you. However, you do care about your career. You do care about progression. Content creation is probably one of the best ways to build both your personal and professional brand and develop those opportunities. How? Like we mentioned in another video, when you're creating content on the internet, on platforms like LinkedIn, on Peerr, you are carving out a niche. You are showing the world your credibility, your expertise, your authority. You are, like you mentioned, increasing the surface area for opportunity. What does that mean? It means when there's a new job, when there's a new project or something going on, your name comes to the forefront. And if you're not there creating content, putting money aside, it's not going to come your way.
That's a really important point. So when talking about oh, the content creator space is too saturated. Why do you care about the number of viewers? Why do you care about the number of subscribers? Just the perks of what it does for you as a whole, as an investment into yourself, is enough. That alone is enough. The ability to script, write, research, communicate, negotiate, talk to the viewer, right? All of that enhances you as a professional as a whole, right? And as you said, naturally, let's be honest, like I had this discussion with someone previously, right? Forget about the viewers. They come naturally, and I promise you that you will have at least one. That one will turn into 2, will turn into 10, will turn into 100, will turn into 1,000. Naturally, if you stay in the game long enough. And naturally, as you said, employers will find out about it. You'll walk into an interview room and they'll say, oh, I'm actually a fan of your work, right? Naturally, it gives you an advantage. And I think that's a good point to actually finish on. The fact that, okay, say you're absolutely dead certain on the fact that the content creator economy is saturated. Who cares? The investment into yourself is enough for you to create. Anything else? Any lasting ending remark?
I think we've pretty much covered it.
Amazing. Thanks for watching this week's video, and we'll see you next week otherwise.